What's up, guys? Today we're coming at you with a Pendulum Magician deck profile. So let's jump into this deck profile and see what we're coming at you with. We're running the mandatory 3 Harmonizer Magician. This guy is, mandatory for the deck at 3 of. He's going to help you get that special summon from out of the deck when he's pinning something from the hand. Also, too, when he's in the pin scale, the fact that he can help you get that 100 attack point boost for every magician you got in the extra deck is very useful. We're running 2 Black Fang Magician. A lot of people are starting to cut this down, but I feel that running this at 2 is very crucial. For one, the decrease of attack from when he uses effect in the pin scale, and also 2, he's like a monster reborn. It's very useful for you to help you get more monsters on the field and generate more plays. We're also running 2 Purple Poison. The same thing with Black Fang Magician. A lot of people are starting to cut this down, limit it down to 1. But I still feel that this card should be at 2. For 1, it's a good defensive wall. 2, you can use it to increase the attack when it's in the pin scale, and also 2, when it's destroyed. The fact it's going to allow you to be able to destroy a monster on the field is very crucial to your gameplays. We're running 3 Wisdom Eye. Wisdom Eye, you very much want to see this card as soon as possible. It's going to be your searcher for the deck, kind of like a Stratos for the Pendulum Magicians. The fact that you can blow him up, it's not a hard once per turn. It's not even once per turn. You can blow it up, do it again, as long as many times you can keep bringing it to the hand. It's very useful. I like that effect a lot. And he can help you start setting up your board and your extra deck the way you want to. Same thing goes with your Oath Dragon Magician. Oath Dragon is going to help you be able to recur from out of the extra deck, out of the graveyard. If he's normal summon or special summon, his monster effect is going to allow you to grab one from out of the graveyard. And if he's in the pin zone, he's going to help you to be able to get a magician that you want back into your hand. That way you can get that big pin summon from the hand. We're running a couple 1-0s. We're running the 1 Zanky Magician and the 1 Dragon Pit Magician. These 2 are good level 7s for the magicians. Zanky's going to help you stop all those crazy light monster effects that might pop off. And Dragon Pit's going to be good for making sure you clear off the back row. That way you can go for your pendulum pushes that you want to go for. We're also running a couple turbo engines, which are running 3 Chronograph Sorcerer and the 1 Time Gazer. Every pendulum deck should be running this. This is almost a mandatory. It's going to help you start the plays that you want to make. Get to your Electromite if you want to go to that, or even go to a couple synchro plays depending on how you want to set up your plays. We're also running 3 of the Dark Worm engine. Dark Worm is just very good. Send it to the graveyard. Be able to special summon when you got no monsters on the field and help you to get some crazy plays going. We're also running 3 of Mythical Beast Master Service. This guy is good for his banish effect. Whenever you have him on the field, whenever you activate a spell card, remove counters off of him to be able to target a card and banish it. That's very, very good. Also, too, if he's in the pin scale, blow him up, get a search for one of your Mythical Beast monsters, and go with it for whatever play you need to after that. We're running 2 Mythical Beast Jackal King. This guy's very good. This is a strike. This is a strike with legs. I like that a lot. This guy, he's only had really only 1 printing, and he's hard to get a hold of. But if you got this guy and you got him in your deck, you're looking pretty because every time you activate a spell card, he's gonna get a counter. Whenever your opponent decides to activate a monster effect, you just go ahead and strike it. That's pretty much what you're doing. And lastly, for the main deck, I'm running 2 of the Mythical Beast Garuda. This guy is a hand trap, and he's actually a very good hand trap. Whenever I first started playing with the Mythical Beast, I didn't care for him too much. He's very good at what he does, but he helps out now with all the crazy link monsters, extra deck monsters, things like that. Whenever your opponent gets to a certain play, as long as you got a monster with spell counters on him, you can special summon him from the hand and bounce one of your opponent's monsters back. So that could be very useful for you for whatever plays you want to go into. Also, too, when he's in the pendulum zone, you're able to use him like Archfiend Eccentric, pop him, get a spell card, destroyed. Very good. But that is it for our monsters. For the spell cards, running 2 Allure Darkness. Allure Darkness, a lot of the cards in the deck are dark. It's going to help you get to the draw power that you need. get through the searching of your deck. I'm also running 1 Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial. These cards are just help to get to the Dark Worm engine, get them into the graveyard. If one of them was to get ashed or something, you got the other one in hand, you can still play with the other one. That's the main reason why I don't like to run 2 Dragon Shrines. Dragon Shrines, it's just going to be targeting dragons, I understand, but it has a hard once per turn on it. That's why I choose to run both of these. I'm also running 2 Duelist Alliance. 2 Duelist Alliance is very good. We got a lot of searchers in the deck for Duelist Alliance. You're going to be able to search out the cards you need and keep the plays going that you want to make. Running 1 Pendulum Paradox. This is helpful just to be able, once you got your extra deck loaded up with the monsters that you want, if you got 2 level 8s in there, 2 level 4s, 2 level 1s, things like that, be able to get those back into the hand and go with that big pin summon push could be very useful. I'm also running 2 Pendulum Call. I feel that 2 Pendulum Call is enough. I think 3 is a little bit too much in my opinion. You're going to start dead drawing it. Plus 2, the fact that whenever you use this, you're not going to be able to activate your Magician's effects. So that's something that you got to watch out for. But it protects your Magicians in the pin scale. And also 2, allows you to be able to get those searches that you need. And lastly, for the spell cards, I'm running 1 Star Pentagraph. A lot of people are not playing this, but I feel that this is still a good alternative instead of running 3 Pin Call. Put this on the field. It's going to make it so that your opponent's going to have to work harder in order to not target your Magicians with spell effects. I like that. Also, too, when one of your Magicians are destroyed, it's going to still get you a search, and that's without a cost. So I like that a lot. This is a very good card, and I think it's very useful for the Magicians. And that is it for the spell cards. For the traps, we're only running 1 trap, and I'm running 1 Time Pentagraph. I still feel that this should be ran in the deck. This card is very good in combination with your Pin Call to be able to make sure that you can target and use the effect to either destroy and to send. Is very useful. And that is it for our main deck. For our extra deck, we're running 1 Odd Odds Vortex. Odd Odds Vortex is very useful for the deck. It helps you to get a lot of your plays going that you want to make. It's going to help you to be able to get that negate that you want on board. And that's something that's going to really throw your opponent off, that they're really not going to really like happening. We're also running 1 Bulllord Savage Dragon. This guy is very, very good. You really want to be running this in Pendulum Magicians. This guy's got the good negates. He bumps up pretty big. He's very, very useful because usually you're going to go into your Electromite play. You're going to try to get to your Absolute Dragon. Send those off. You're going to have at least 2 negates with your Electrum in the graveyard with it equipped to this guy. So that's going to be useful to you. We're running a 1 Ignister Prominence. You know, it's just a free spin back. Destroy one of your Pendulum monsters, spin a non-target and spin back. It's very useful clearing the board. Same thing with Supreme King, Dragon Clearwing. This guy, when he's summoned, he's going to automatically be a black hole to your opponent. If your opponent gets, too much over there, it's kind of like saying evenly match in a way, because you're just going to wipe the monsters off the field. If they don't have no back row, just go ahead and swing for game. We're also running 1 FA Dom Dragster. Dom Dragster is just going to be that card that's going to make sure that your opponent just going to have to really worry about what spell cards they activate. There's another negate that they're going to have to really worry about. We're running 1 of the Odd Odds Absolute Dragon. This guy is just very good for helping with the Odd Odds plays, to be able to send it to the graveyard and get your Vortex out. It's very useful. Also, Supreme King, Dragon Dark Rebellion. This guy is very good. I like the fact that he can really buff up really big and really fast, and he's really hard to get over in the battle phase. So I like his effect a lot. He has like a Utopia Beyond type effect. I really like that. I'm also still running the number 101 Silent Honor Art. This guy is a card that most people do not play. He's an old forgotten card, but still this card is very useful. If your opponent has some crazy link monsters out there that you really need to get rid of, this guy, just suck them up, use them as a material, and if you have to, push come to sub, use him as a link material and go on with your plays. I'm also running the 1 Tornado Dragon. This guy's just making sure that if your opponent has anti-spell flipped up on you, something like that, you're still going to be able to make the plays that you want to make. Destroy the anti-spell and keep going with your plays from there. We're also running the 1 Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller is just good because there's going to be a lot of graveyard effects that are popping off. You really don't want that to happen. Be able to lock down your your opponent's graveyard is very useful to you. That way they don't get to make the plays that they want to make, but you can make the plays you want to make. We're also running one Wee Wee Witch Apprentice. This is just good for bumping up a lot of our dark monsters. It's also an easy card to go into because we got so many dark monsters that easily come out in the deck. Very useful. Also the same thing with the Heavy Foes and Metal Electromite. Electromite is just, essential for any Pendulum deck. The most Pendulum decks, they say, are built on this card, but I don't feel like it's that way. It depends on the play you want to make, because if they destroy this card, you're in a bad situation. So you always have alternatives to go into other than this. Also the same thing with Deco Talker. Deco Talker is just another alternative that you can go into. Also too, the thing is, I like to use with Deco Talker, I like to be able to get Vortex out and to have F.A. Dome Dragster on the other side. Usually I use my F.A. Dome Dragster's effect to negate a spell card, and if they target one of the monsters, I tribute off my F.A. Dome Dragster and get the another negate with this, and still you have your Vortex effect to still to be able to negate something else. So that can be very useful to you. We're running the one Zephyr Metatron. This is just to be able to make sure you got 3 arrows pointing down, be able to make sure you can go to plays that you want to make and just make bigger boards. And lastly, for the extra deck, we're running the one Borlo Savage Dragon. This guy is just very useful for you. You'd be able to get him out there. He's a big monster. It's hard to get over. You're not going to be able to target him with these crazy effects, and he's going to be hard to beat over. But that is it for the deck profile, guys. Let us know in the comment section below what you think. Be sure to follow, flash the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We got more Pendulum content coming up. We thank you guys for your support. We love you. We're out.